Hey, we're back with more Sporcle. This is a rare non-picture quiz. Get ready. Almost useless movie trivia 11. It's like The Land Before Time. You should probably start at number one, but as long as they keep making them, there must be a good reason, right? Both John Heder and Efren Ramirez, who played the lead characters in the movie, have an identical twin in real life. That's Napoleon Dynamite. Neither Michelle Rodriguez nor Jordana Brewster had driver's licenses or learner's permits before the production of The Fast and the Furious. Kelly LeBrock's character was inspired by the Apple computer's first GUI computer, the Apple Lisa. I'm going to have to wait on that one because it's not the room. No effects or prosthetics were created for Stu's missing tooth. This would be The Hangover. The crash scene was taken from real footage of the actual Jamaican bobsled crash. This would be Cool Runnings. According to one of the featurettes on the DVD, Stephen King called this film the most faithful adaptation of his work. Stephen King made The Green Mile. Have I ever told you, if you'll just allow me to pause here briefly, I know we got 17 more to go. I know I've said it before, but it bears repeating now. I will never not laugh at a quote tweet of an insane tweet where the picture is Michael Clark Duncan from The Green Mile saying, "I'm tired, boss." That is possibly my favorite reaction image of all time. Is like an absolutely horrendous online poisoned quote tweet with "I'm tired, boss" next to it. But anyway, it's called a meme. So true. I've heard of these. I've read The Selfish Gene. That's not a joke, which is hilarious. But that was back when before Richard Dawkins radicalized himself by being British for too long. That was when I was just into evolutionary biology because I was getting a 4-year biology degree. Many of the scenes that take place on Main Street in the movie's amusement park were in fact filmed in the parking lot of an abandoned Six Flags in New Orleans. That's got to be vacation. Wow! As a result of a strict 6 days a week training regimen, Ryan Gosling played all the piano sequences on the film without the use of a hand double or CGI. The idea that they would CGI a hand playing the piano, maybe technology has gone too far. Sources report that everyone in the cast and crew got sick except for Humphrey Bogart and John Huston, who claimed they avoided the illness by essentially living on imported Scotch whiskey. It's going to be an old movie, possibly The African Queen. Bill Murray replaced his talent agency with an automated voicemail inbox that could be reached with a 1-800 number he gave out sparingly. Director Sofia Coppola reportedly left hundreds of messages before he called her back. This would be lost in translation. Mel Gibson has 16 lines of dialogue in the entire film. That would be The Road Warrior. Peter Weir said the film was based on Michael Jackson, whose life was also turned into a show for the world. Is The Emperor's New Groove? The Truman Show! The Truman Show is based on Michael Jackson? He doesn't moonwalk a single time. Cast members were warned not to wear red for their safety. 126th Street, where the film was shot, was in a Crip neighborhood, which explains why Smokey wears blue in the movie. I knew that. That's got to be Friday. Until he saw the results of Leonardo okay, this is Catch Me If You Can. The real Frank Abagnale Jr. didn't think DiCaprio was suave enough to play him. But he made that shit up. Isn't it? It's the ultimate final con from Frank Abagnale Jr., right? Was that they made the movie based on all the lies he told in real life, and then he was like, guess what? I made up all the lies. Patrick Warburton improvised Kronk's hummed theme song. Yeah, that's right. That's The Emperor's New Groove. Travis orders apple pie with melted cheese. In a nod to serial killer Ed Gein, who, when arrested, asked police for a slice of apple pie with melted cheese in exchange for a full confession. Got to be one of the worst deals in the history of trade ever. Let's go Taxi Driver. Christian evangelist Billy Graham claimed an actual demon was living in the celluloid reels of this film, probably The Exorcist, although if we're being honest, it should be Jurassic World. The Toros and Clover's cheerleaders, let's bring it on. There must be some Toros in the atmosphere. During filming, Betty Davis reportedly had a Coca-Cola machine installed on set. This was to deliberately provoke Joan Crawford, who was married to the chairman of Pepsi. You- This really reflects poorly on Joan Crawford. Because you see Coca Cola like absolutely everywhere. She must have been fuming like 24/7. She can't see a Coke without. But plus, Pepsi's doing fine. Why would you care? I don't. It doesn't make any sense. Wasn't the Second World War happening during while this was all going on? Anyway, it's got to be old movie. One of the headstones in the Lago graveyard bears the name Sergio Leone as a tribute. I'm assuming it's High Plains Drifter, but I don't know. Daniel Craig, that's Casino Royale. Disneyland as the Griswold's destination. That would be National Lampoon's Vacation. Kelly LeBrock must be in Weird Science. High Plains Drifter. Which one was Jurassic World? Jurassic World was filmed on a parking lot next to a Six Flags? I thought it was filmed on like the Mandalorian soundstage. That's crazy. I mean, did you see? Okay, so the one that I like is claimed that there was an actual demon living in the celluloid reels of this movie. Did you see the preacher who had a near death experience and he said that he went to hell and when he was in hell they were playing Rihanna's Umbrella on repeat as torture for the people that were suffering eternal damnation? Bro, it's just a song. You can think of way worse songs to be playing in hell. He admitted he went to hell? I know! I talk about a self-report. I mean, it's all, I mean, I don't want to get too controversial. What I was going to say is it's all made up anyway. I don't necessarily mean that religion is made up, but I mean, like, this shit did not happen to this guy, or he had a dream. You know, it's like he didn't fucking die and then, like, actually go to hell. Come on. He's making that up. The rest of it, you can make up your own mind on it, but you don't know that? Okay, but like, if Hell's playing Umbrella, listen, it's not my favorite song. It's not that bad, though. I would assume that Hell would be like, you know, you'd have little, like, bees stinging your eardrums, like 100% of the remainder of eternity, right? I could deal with just hearing Umbrella. I'd be, like, mildly annoyed after year 100 or whatever, but still. Okay, how about almost useless movie trivia X? Due to his portrayal of astronaut Jim Lovell, this is Apollo 13. Tom Hanks had an asteroid 12818 Tom Hanks 1996 GU8 named in his honor. Well, I thought that was the name of Elon Musk's new kid. 12818 Tom Hanks. Dude, I should start putting this in as like my address on forms that I don't want to eventually get data breached and leak personal information all over the deep web. Okay, anyway. The credits concluding with director Sergio Leone last over 10 minutes into the start of the film. Once Upon a Time in the West. A world record 103 cars were wrecked during filming. This is the Blues Brothers, right? Originally, the plot was to have the characters visit and accidentally cause all of history's greatest tragedies, the sinking of the Titanic, the crash of the Hindenburg, the Black Plague, etc., etc. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Martial arts expert and fight choreographer Michael M. Vendrell worked with Arnold Schwarzenegger on the film, and by the end of production, Vendrell estimated that Schwarzenegger had become a second-degree black belt. Commando? Because he does some martial arts in that movie. Isn't all of karate like an estimation? It's not like there's or maybe I'm wrong, maybe there is a standardized like Scantron test. Like when you get your black belt, do you have to fill in a multiple choice exam and then they throw it into the Scantron and they're like, yes, that's the right thing to do. Break the wrist and walk away. Is ELO hell? How many blocks do you have to break with your forehead to be a black belt? It's got to be like at least 4 pieces of wood stacked up, right? You ever think that maybe karate was started by someone who owned a hardware store? I'm just spitballing until I get to a joke that actually hits. They should start opening karate schools in like an annex to the lumber store. Because you know there had to be times where they were like, oh, it's time for your test, Damien. Oh, crap, we're all out of boards. They should just marry those businesses like a combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. The sound of reel-to-reel tape being run backwards and forwards was used to help create the frightening bird squawking sounds. I'm going to say that's the movie The Birds. Most of the paintings that can be seen hanging in the background were actually painted by James Franco. That would be This Is the End. A jet engine from a Boeing 707 was used to generate wind in some scenes. Austin Powers, How Dare You Break Wind Before Me? Okay, I have no idea. What's the windiest movie on the list? I have no clue. I'll pass. The Vatican's official newspaper, L'Osservatore Romano, gave a negative review of the film, saying it mishandles the delicate questions raised by the eternal battle between good and evil. Do you think it's the Cat in the Hat, maybe? Zootopia? Dude, it could be. It could be Zootopia. I mean, it could be anything. It could be Starship Troopers. I'm thinking it's There Will Be Blood, because it's about a man's soul being corrupted by greed, but I don't know. The purple goo, which most notably covers Alec Baldwin's character at the end of the movie, was made by chicken fat dyed purple. The purple goo? I feel like this is the Cat in the Hat. That seems like a goo-based movie. When Fletcher beats himself up in the restroom, yes, okay. Your Honor, I object. On what grounds? It's devastating to my case. The zipper scene is based on an actual incident where the Farrelly brothers had to help a young man who caught himself in his zipper at one of their sister's parties. How'd you get the beads above the frank? It's one of the... I'm not saying my parents are cinephiles necessarily. They see some good movies, though. They go to the indie movie theater now and then. This, I don't think I've ever seen my dad laugh harder at a movie scene than How'd You Get the Beans Above the Frank, though. He loves it. In M. Night Shyamalan's... Okay, this is The Sixth Sense. The sunglasses worn by the main characters are the Ray-Bans... I thought this would be They Live. The Ray-Ban Predator 2 glasses. At the end of after the film's release, Ray-Ban reported sales of the glasses tripled. This would be Men in Black. Paul Thomas Anderson directed one of these movies. It would be There Would Be Blood. Liza Minnelli was in Cabaret. We got to go a little faster. The film's concept derives from a recurring nightmare. It Follows. A recurring nightmare where I go to hell and they play Rihanna's Umbrella over and over. The scenes involving explosion and fire after the destruction of Buenos Aires. Okay, that's Starship Troopers. Real-life incident on which the film was based on became a part of police training on how to deal with hostage situations. It's Dog Day Afternoon. Chief Bogo's name is from the Swahili word umbogo, meaning buy one, get one. That's Zootopia. One scene in the film with Robert Downey Jr., Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Scott Howard's house was filmed on the same block as George McFly's from Back to the Future. I'm going to assume that this is Teen Wolf, but I'm going to pass for a second. A jet engine... Okay, Wind is Twister. I'm an idiot. The Pope hates one of these three movies. Maybe it is The Cat in the Hat. No, The Cat in the Hat's got to be Goo, man. Scott Howard... There's no house in Prometheus. Really? The Pope was getting... I guess it's not the Pope, but the Vatican's official newspaper hated Prometheus this much? It mishandles the delicate questions raised by the eternal battle between good and evil. Good being Shah, of course, who just wants to uncover the origin story of mankind. And bad being everybody else, but perhaps most notably an incredibly large and jacked pale alien. And also the android known as David. But anyway. Prometheus is good. Honestly, I've come around... I don't think it's good, but I think it's bad in interesting ways. And also the movie looks really good. When I saw it in theaters, I thought it was, I mean, like, offensively stupid. And I think the characters in the movie are stupid. But as time has gone on, I've warmed up to it just because it's at least entertaining. Like, they swung for the fences. I also kind of like Alien Covenant, which is crazy because that movie is like actually Prometheus but worse. But I like any Ridley Scott science fiction movie or even like Raised by Wolves the show, for some reason it just is like he's kind of like J.J. Abrams, but like instead of building like a mystery box and then failing to deliver, he's always doing like it's not Alien. And then at the end of the you're like I believe you, Ridley, and then at the end of the movie he's like surprise. Like you strong female protagonist with a nearly shaved head ends up getting pregnant somehow, even though it seems like it shouldn't be possible. And you're like, Ridley, I trusted you. Ridley. You see like the little like claws and like the tail and like the outline of the xenomorph head. And you're like, Ridley, you said it's not Alien. Anyway, sorry, I'm looking for new quizzes. Figure out the lyrics to the TV theme song with no hint whatsoever. Okay. I don't know about that one. I'll try. We'll start with I. What? Simpsons. That's not even Flintstones. Okay, hold on. Am. Really? Me, us. Oh, I'll tell you what it's not. It's not Law and Order. Because it would just go. It's not letters. It's not Wheel of Fortune. They're words. R. House. House was in there. A house. Days go. Family Matters. Food. Crime. Life. In. Are. Un. The. A lot of thes in this song. Real original. Me. I. Us. Her. Him. Who. Whom. What. Where. When. When a man, when a woman, when a family, when a tree, when a dog, when a cat. Love and marriage goes together like a horse and cat. Two. What's the most common words in the English language? Out, in. To a house, to a house, to a home. Oh, home to rest, home to sleep, home to be, home to show, home to these dreams. It's only right for you to play. Wait, is this? This is Fresh Prince. There's a yo in the song. Yo, this is the story all about how my life got flipped straight, right? Flipped upside. Okay. Turned. Thank you. Listen, I'm not going to type out all the lyrics to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song. But we got it. At the end of the day, we did get it. I'm not doing that again. That's a damn nightmare. I was wondering why I couldn't get, like, so many common words were not in there. That's because I forgot to write, Yo Holmes, smell you later. Hang 10 U.S. states. Can you pick the U.S. state that is the answer to all of these questions? Hold just one moment, please. Okay. I see Tomo. I hear Tomo snoring back there behind my monitor. Hang 10 U.S. states. This state is home to the oldest continuously inhabited English settlements in the New World. My thinking would be that this is like Virginia or like Massachusetts. Are you Virginia? I'm a genius. The oldest existing gas station in America is in Altoona, in this state. Altoona is in Pennsylvania, I think. I think you're Pennsylvania. I'm a genius. The only non-rectangular state flag. Pass. Fort Sumter, the first shots of the U.S. Civil War. I should know where Fort Sumter is. I don't, though. I feel like it's Louisiana. I'm stupid. Field of Dreams is set in Dyersville in this state. Is Field of Dreams not set in Kansas? I pass. Ruled by 8 kings and queens. This is Louisiana. Oh, that's not Louisiana. What is this? In Oklahoma? Where's my Louisiana? This state known for its yellow cabs. New York. The official poem of this state is Howdy Folks. It's about Will Rogers. Let's run it back, brother. It's Shoshone Falls is 212 feet high. Let's go with Idaho. Crater Lake is in Portland, Oregon. Or it's in Oregon. You're Washington. You're Oregon? No. 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 Okay, we have 60%. Okay, this is Ohio. This is Hawaii, which I probably should have guessed is the non-rectangular state flag. Nope. What? Oh, that makes perfect sense, actually. Crater Lake, that's Oregon? I thought that was Washington. They look so similar. Fort Sumter? I don't even know what state this is. Is this... That's South Carolina, of course. Washington has the Puget Sound? I thought this was like the Puget Sound, like right here. I don't really know what the Puget Sound is. I know it's like it's water. How'd you know Altoona? I don't know. Josh is from Pennsylvania. And Americans from states like Pennsylvania and Ohio are always talking about their own state as if it's like a foreign country / amusement park. They're always like, you'll be like, oh, I had an incredible meal in Morocco. And they'll be like, well, it sounds like something that I got at a gas station in Altoona once. Hang 10, U.S. states too. Site of the most recent major volcanic eruption. I'm looking for the Puget Sound. That's, yeah, of course this is why. If you put them side by side, I would have gotten that easy. Produces 90% of the U.S. lobsters. This looks like Maine to me. Home to 100,000 glaciers. I'm going to go Alaska. Fought a border war with Ohio in 1835. Kentucky could have fought a border war with Ohio. Nope. 2/3 of all Fortune 500 companies are incorporated here. That's Delaware. Contains the geographical center of the contiguous 48 states. It's not Florida. It's probably this square, if I had to guess. Nope. Declined offer to host the 1976 Olympic Winter Games. Let's say that's probably Michigan. Nope. This state's capital was the only Union capital occupied by Confederate troops. Is Kentucky a Union state? I don't even know what state you are. You're like Wisconsin? I'm crazy. First European permanent settlement in the United States. The birthplace of is this Arkansas? Okay. Honestly, for a Canadian, I don't think it's that bad. Michigan fought a border war with Ohio. I don't even know what state this is. Is this South Dakota? That's Colorado! Bro, why are so many of your states just squares? Like, if they had set this in the U.S. map so I had some context, I'm a little bit more confident that I figure it out. But, like, just a square out of nowhere. Contains the geographical center of the contiguous 48 states. Is this a Meemaw? Is this like, is this Missouri? It's Nebraska. What's Meemaw? Meemaw is the Midwest. It goes Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana. It's you might think about the Mississippi River. I think about the Meemaw Meridian. This is Kansas. Okay. Florida. Locate. Oh, that makes so much sense. That one's stupid. I didn't know what this was. I had like 3 seconds left. I was just clicking. Hang 10 Canada. Okay, now I'm scared. Can you click the Canadian thing that's the answer to each of these questions? A one-time Governor General of Canada. He donated a trophy because of his son's love of hockey. I'm going to assume that this dude is Lord Stanley. Canadian landmark on the south side of Toronto, CN Tower. Canadian landmark northwest of Buffalo and on the south side of Lake Ontario, that's Niagara Falls. In the Kikikataluke region of Nunavut, it's home to the northernmost, that's Alert. Named after a hamlet on the Isle of Mull in Scotland. It was the first Canadian city to host the Winter Olympic Games. That's Calgary. Drama Desk winning celebration of Canadian hospitality on 9/11. That's Come From Away, Welcome to the Rock. Sketch comedy show, that's SCTV. Staple of Canadian TV that reminded us if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. That's the Red Green Show. This is Neil Young. And this is Moose Jaw, of course. The fourth largest city in Saskatchewan. What, you didn't know that? I didn't ever put two and two together that Lord Stanley is also the namesake for Stanley Park. Dude's kind of a legend for real. He actually like 100%. You know, you used to see like old photos, and it depends on the era. You can look at an old photo and be like, that dude's not from around here. But now, like, this dude could completely fit in 2023 Vancouver without a doubt. Like, if you put a short sleeve button up shirt on him, now he's like a senior software engineer. He could, if you put a leather jacket on him, he's a member of the Hells Angels. If you give him like a little bit of wax on his mustache, he runs a microbrewery down in Brewery Creek. Like this guy could do anything. You put him in a Save-On Foods uniform, all of a sudden he's the assistant manager of the local branch. Like he has a very modern style. Put some headphones on him. Yeah, he could be like a podcaster. I don't know about a streamer. Hang 10 flags. I don't know about this one. The roof of a yurt. This should be Mongolia's flag. I feel like this is a yurt, but nope. This contains a mokorotlo, though the real ones are straw colored. It's probably you. Okay. This features the druk, hoarding jewels. That's the druk right there. A boar's tusk and namele leaves. Feel like you are a boar's tusk. A shield of a Maasai warrior. That's Kenya. The flag is to be made of kadi and contains the Ashoka chakra. This looks like a chakra to me. Wrong. That's a chakra, probably. Birds. Wow, more birds! This bird's flag is a quetzal. You look quetzal-esque. This is a parrot. Okay, I know parrots at least. This flag shows the South American night sky. 50%. Not good. Not good. Hang 10 Christianity. Can you click the image of the person who's the answer to each of these questions about Christianity? His 95 Theses. I was hoping he'd be on here. This is Martin Luther, also known as Cobalt Streak. This is Tommy Lee Jones. He served as the Archbishop of Cape Town. That's got to be Desmond Tutu. A patron saint of France. This is Joan of Arc. Composer of the Messiah. This is Handel. Which one of you fuckers is Handel? Is you or you? I'm passing for now. Founder of the Sisters of Charity. She was granted Indian citizenship in 1950. I'm going to go Mother Teresa. A member of the Congregation of St. Joseph, an anti-death penalty advocate. She is the author of Dead Man Walking. Your name escapes me right now. His Jesus Christ Superstar is the most successful musical with a religious theme. Who is Rodgers and Hammerstein. Following completion of his PhD is Martin Luther King. Author of more than 6,500 hymns. He's known as a co-founder of the Methodist Church. As a result for his... Okay, this is Isaac Newton... Or Copernicus, whatever. Composer of the Messiah. Maybe you composed the Messiah? All right. You ever notice how much Hondo looks like H3H3? Okay, well, they got 80%. That's not great. Who's this? That's Galileo! You're my boy, Blue. Who's this guy? Co-founder of the Methodist Church? Who is it? Wesley? Come on. John Methodist? Nobody knows? Nobody knows. Okay. Well, I don't feel so bad then. Hang 10 Pixar villains. Oh, come on. Formerly known as Incrediboy. It's Gizmo. Syndrome? Part HAL 9000. This villain is pure programmed evil. It's Wall F. A corrupt energy company CEO? This is Monsters, Inc. bad guy. You'd be mad too if you came in second to Strip Weathers like this guy did. It's probably you. Villains are great fodder for musical numbers. This one song includes the lyrics, he's bigger than a Quillin, killing armies with his paws. I'm going to assume that it's this enormous dog. Every villain needs a hideout. This one had a dirigible. I'm going to assume that maybe it was you from A Bug's Life, but it's been a while. His name is borrowed from Jaws. Villains often met a sticky end, but this one was crushed by a giant bell on stage before the movie even started. This is Coco. The only villain here who bullies ants. Oh, never mind. The dictatorial ruler of Sunnyside Daycare. Who's this guy who lives in a dirigible? Why would the grasshopper have a blimp? Well, I assumed that he would have a blimp just because they're flying around anyway. They're insects. It's fiction. Hang 10. No, I'm not going to do Disney villains. I'm not going to do Disney sidekicks or Disney dogs. TV teachers, classic cartoons, 70s sitcoms. I mean, we could do 90s sitcoms. That's a gimme. A public relations expert. She met her husband by stealing his copy of the New York Times. Never mind, this is impossible. I pass. A syndicated cartoonist. Her strip inspired a Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade balloon. I pass. His high-pitched voice and "Did I do that?" whine made him one of the more annoying characters of the decade. That's Jaleel White, also known as Steve Urkel. The Alex Keaton of the 90s. This is Carlton Banks. Jerry's ex-girlfriend. This is Elaine Bennis. A psychiatrist. That's Fraser Crane. A lovable pediatrician with a shaggy dog. I'm going to assume that it's the man in a lab coat. Every good handyman. This is Al Borland. She moved from door-to-door cosmetic salesperson to live-in childcare. This is Fran Drescher, the nanny. I had another great idea for a tweet. You know, people will tweet things that are like, if you sound like Lucille Ball and look like Mewtwo, please DM me. You should make a tweet that says, if you look like Fran Drescher in The Nanny and you sound like Fran Drescher in The Nanny, DM me. I think that tweet could go off. People would be like, so true. And she's lived a pretty inspiring life, so I think it has the chance for virality. Just from people like quote tweeting it. A lot of y'all don't. You just know her as the nanny, but actually she was she was the president of the Screen Actors Guild and has long promoted the rise of the communism in the United States of America and all. And anyway, you get the idea. Based on an Archie comic. Okay, this is Melissa Joan Hart as Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Okay, which one of you? I'm just going to be honest with you. I've never seen Mad About You or whatever this other show is. I'm going to assume that it's Suddenly Susan. I bet Helen Hunt on Mad About You is a cartoonist. Wrong. Hey, it's the Wessel Pigeon. Thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. That's Caroline in the City where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. We did not beat the average. That's an embarrassment. How about Hang 10 2000 sitcoms? Scranton's, okay. While working part-time in a real estate office, she is also a full-time mom to Chris, Drew, and Tanya. I'm going to pass on that one. Don't let her small stature fool you. She's a microbiologist with an attitude. This just looks like it's from The Big Bang Theory, so I'm going to take that. College and med school roommate to JD. This is Turk. A legend, wait for it, dairy kid. Can you, this is so, listen, the show, it's aged how it's aged, okay? But you can't just write it all in quotation marks like this. A legend, wait for it, dairy character. It's Barney Stinson. The deputy director of the Pawnee, okay, that's Amy Poehler. From small town thief to karma chief, he spends the series making amends for past wrongs. This is Jason Lee. Obese, opinionated, and obnoxious, no one seems alarmed that he has a talking dog. It's Peter Griffin. Yes, he works for Planet Express. A head writer? Okay, I'm crazy. We beat the average on that one. 2010 sitcoms? I have not watched a television show in this decade. Life as a senator can be glamorous. Okay, this is Veep. Defrauded by his business manager, he's forced to live in a town that he once bought as a joke. That just sounds to me like what I assume the premise of Schitt's Creek is. A marketing director for a sporting goods chain. He's the sole male in a house with 4 women. This has to be yeah. Last Man Standing. Tim Allen. An amoral pharmaceutical salesperson. She initially believed that the afterlife has confused her for a more altruistic person. This sounds to me like The Good Place. An advocate for kids through We Got Y'all. She's also working to keep her friendships and relationships on track. This is Insecure. This is the Barneys. What's this show called? I know it. My parents are always like, you gotta watch the Goldbergs. That's what she says to me. Mom to Joe and Manny. Come on. Advertising exec at Stevens and Lido. He has a problem with his shoe shopping habit. This is Anthony Anderson. Yo, Texas-born genius, Young Sheldon, my favorite show. And then, of course, that must be Community, the show that inspired me. It's a little easy, I'll admit. I'm telling you, I cannot do Hogwarts professors. How about Hang 10 Europe? Let's give it a chance. Home to the Eyjafjallajökull volcano. This is Iceland. You are Iceland. Site of the discovery of the Lactobacillus delbrueckii subspecies bulgaricus, the bacteria in yogurt. I just could not tell you which one of you is Bulgaria. Birthplace of Pope John Paul II. I think is Poland. Pardon me. I could be wrong. Your ass is Spain. I'll tell you that. I know that for a fact. If someone showed me this, I'd be like, that's Spain. Spain won the 2010 World Cup. The world's oldest zoo, founded in 1752. Government has trademarked the shamrock. Okay, this would be Ireland. But then I'm confused. Because you look like Ireland to me, but then I'm like, maybe this is a Northern Ireland versus Republic of Ireland. No, okay. Home to the Ventus Rumba, the widest waterfall in Europe. I wouldn't even know where to start. Papal Guard formed here by Pope Julius II in 1506. Great question. Absolutely no idea. I'm going to assume that this is Malta. I'm a genius. Flies the only flag in Europe to have vertical stripes of black, yellow, and red. You look like you could be Belgium. Wrong. Site of the first Olympic Games. That's Greece. Now that I think about it. Which one of you is Bulgaria? I think Bulgaria is you. Pope John Paul II is here. Oldest zoo could be here. Home to the Ventus Rumba. Let's say that it's here. I'm pretty pleased with myself. Dude, it's hard. Without knowing where they are on the map, it's hard to identify these countries. So this is Bulgaria. Fair enough. It's really not. It really is. This is Austria. Austria was discovered in Bulgaria? Wait. Why did they call it subspecies bulgaricus if it was discovered in Austria? Is they're just trying to like trick people? Oh, this is Austria. Okay, that makes sense. Your North America showing? Yeah, bitch, I live here. If I take you to Tim Hortons, you're gonna have to look at the menu for a minute. I'll be like, you don't know, dude. You an Austrian at Tim Hortons? Can I have a coffee with 2 creams and 2 sugars? Bro, this guy doesn't even know that it's called a double double. Oh, sorry, I didn't see double double on the menu. It's not on the menu, idiot. That's just what we call it. So true, so true, so true. Hey, if you thought Europe was tough, wait till I get to South America. Home to 60% of the Amazon rainforest. That would be Brazil, which is you. Thank you to the river as well for letting me know that. Easter Island is part of this country. I'm going to assume that that's Chile. The sun of May in the center of its flag represents the Incan god Inti. This is Argentina. Argentina is like you. Okay. Won the FIFA World Cup in 1930. I'm going to assume that this is Uruguay, which I could not tell you the shape of. I'm assuming maybe it could be you. Has the largest navy of any landlocked country. This strikes me as Bolivia, which mayhaps is you. Has an administrative and the constitutional capital city. I feel like this is also Bolivia. Home to the world's highest waterfall, Angel Falls. I'm going to assume that's in Venezuela, which is on the north coast. I feel like you're Colombia. Maybe, which would make you Venezuela. Maybe you're Venezuela, you're Colombia. I'm gonna go here. I'm stupid. Only South American nation that borders the Pacific and the Caribbean. You? Smallest country in South America, it's got to be this boy right here. Home to the Incan citadel of Machu Picchu. This would be Peru, which is you. All right, I'm not pleased with myself. Is this Venezuela? Yes, okay, fair enough. I thought it was Colombia. Is this administrative and constitutional capital city? I thought that was Belize, but Belize is in central. Oh, that's Bolivia. Is this Uruguay? Was I at least right on the trivia that it was Uruguay? Okay. Smallest country in South America. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna say that maybe it's Guyana. I would never have actually known what Suriname. They're neighbors. They should just form one country, Suriname, Guyana. Largest navy of any landlocked country. Okay, so I thought this was Bolivia, but I actually don't know what this is. Paraguay. Only South American nation that borders the Pacific. Let me think about this one for a second. The Pacific and the Caribbean? Maybe this is Colombia? It has to be at the northern tip or the southern tip, right? It is Colombia. Okay. Which I thought was Uruguay. And then I thought it was the smallest country in the smallest country in the continent. All right. Hang 10 Asia. I might have a chance on this one. Famous last words. Fourth largest nation by area, largest by population. Boom. That's India. What? It's China. Home to Bollywood. Flag features a 40-ray sun on a red background. I pass. It's like Bhutan or something. Home to Malala Yousafzai. Okay, this is Pakistan, which is like here. Can I find the puzzle piece that fits here? To me, it looks like this. Oh, ruled by the Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. I would assume this is Iran. That's this one. Oh, its capital Damascus. Okay, this is Syria. You could be Syria. Oh, shares a name with a state in the southeast United States. Georgia. We're trying to find Georgia. This is the Black Sea right here. This is Georgia. Invaded by his neighbor Iraq in 1990. This is Kuwait. Your Kuwait, oh, sparsely populated and largely desert. It's home to the Darvaza gas crater. I assume maybe this is Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, of course, looks like this. Okay, home to the Petronas Towers. That's Malaysia. Malaysia is 2 islands. Flag features a 40-ray sun on a red background. Wow, I got my ass kicked. Shares a name. Okay, so this is Georgia. This is Kuwait. What is the 40-ray sun on a red background? Kyrgyzstan. Home to the youngest. Okay, so this is Pakistan. I got the puzzle pieces wrong. That's for sure. 4th largest. Okay, this was just idiotic. Obviously, if I thought about it for 2 seconds, we would have figured that out. This is Syria. This is Iran. Okay. I can live with myself. I wouldn't say I'm thrilled, but I would say I could live with myself. I'm good with words. I'm not that good with pictures. Oh, yeah. We got to finish it off with Hang Ten Africa. Unfortunately, because I'm going to get like a 0 here. I'm not worried about chat. I know they were all in the Model UN. Are there like politics involved in the Model UN? Like if you're a senior, do you get the first pick of country in the Model UN? Because I got to imagine that like the US, Russia, UK, France, China, like those countries are pack one, pick one, right? Because you're on the Security Council and stuff like that. But if you're like a high school freshman, are they like, surprise, motherfucker, you're Benin. No disrespect to Benin. I'm just saying, like maybe you got to start at the countries that have a little bit less of a presence in the United Nations. I got Denmark. I mean, that seems like a pretty good role. What if you're Tuvalu? What do you do if you're Tuvalu? Present. No disrespect to Tuvalu or whatever, I'm sure. Sorry. You just chill? All right. That sounds like a cool club. Home to the only extant members of the 7 wonders of the ancient world? What the hell is an extant member? Is this Egypt? With the pyramids? You're Egypt. I'm crazy! From 1977 to 2011, it was the only world country with a designless flag. I have absolutely no clue. Name of the capital city may derive from the Afrikaans Windhoek, or Wind Corner. I feel like this is Lesotho. Now, what does Lesotho look like? That's a great question. Something like this. Only enclave country located outside of Europe. Located within another country. Is this not Botswana? It's a country located entirely within another country. I pass. Where's Kenya? Kenya. This is Kenya. Kenya is this country. Oh! Name of this nation derives from the U, Togodo, or other side of the river. I have no clue. I'm going to say it's Eswatini. Mansa Musa ruled Mali. Mali is in West Africa. It's big, and it's in West Africa. Possibly it could be you. I'm crazy! First from the CAF to reach a World Cup semifinal. This is Morocco. Are you Morocco? Are you Morocco? You're Morocco. Are you Morocco? Newest member of the United Nations, 2011, South Sudan. Home to the entire world's population of lemurs. I don't know. Madagascar? Designless flag. Sudan. Only enclave country located in... This is Morocco. This must be South Sudan, right? Entire population of lemurs? Is that Madagascar? Yeah, that makes sense. Only enclave country located... Okay, so this would be Botswana. I don't know if this is Eswatini. I don't know what country that is. Oh, that's Lesotho. Oh, so some of the ones I got right, I got wrong? Okay, I'll take that. The island, bro? Dude, how do I know which one of these are islands? It's not... They're all islands. That's Togo. Okay. To me, I was like waiting for this one. Because I was like, this is a country in northern Africa. Yeah, I was going to say, like this, I probably would have guessed that this is Libya. Because you could see the Mediterranean up here. You just look at that outline and you go, I know that's the Mediterranean. I thought that was good. A good test of our knowledge, at least. I'm not an enormous flag or map guy. I'm more of a word guy. Madagascar is second from the left at the top. Excuse me, sir. Second from the left at the top? That is not Madagascar. Yes, it is. Oh, second from the right at the top. From the right, you dummy? They said from the left! You're so stupid for following my instructions. The message says left. I was like, what are you talking about? Mirrored chatter. Maybe they're trapped in my screen. You know, I didn't think about that. I'm done with this our left, your left, my left, etc., etc. I'm done with it. From now on, north, south, east, and west. Oh, I would say it's about 171 degrees southeast of you. I got to work on it a little bit, but I'll figure it out. Let me just get my compass out. Bro, there's a compass in the air. Just look at the sun. Risk and reward. Europe population. Can you name the 25 most populous European countries without getting any of the other 22? When naming any of the last 5 answers would reveal all answers up to that point? What the hell are you talking about? Hold on, let's warm up a little. Can you name the 25 most popular U.S. states without getting any of the other 25? When naming any of the last 5 answers would reveal all answers up to that point. Okay, so it's like if you name like the 25th most populous, which is the hardest one to name, you'll get all of them. So you get to choose how deep you want to go. Okay. Well, okay, I'll tell you what, let's do some obvious stuff. We know for a fact, like, there's some that are going to be there. California, New York, Texas, etc., etc. So where am I going to start? Well, I only get to give one guess, maybe? This is the risk zone. I'm going to throw out Colorado. I think it's a semi-risky guess. I'm a genius. It's 21. Okay. So slightly less populous than Colorado. I'm already happy with myself. Slightly less populous than Colorado. I'm looking at what we got available. Let me get a South Carolina. Oh! He's crazy, dude. Okay, let me get a... I'm looking. I'm looking. Okay. Some people might say this is a little bit crazy. Let me go Kentucky. Oh. I would love to see. Is there a show answers button? I wonder, because I want to see where Kentucky ranks. Imagine if Kentucky was 26th. I would feel, if it was like 43rd, I'd feel pretty bad, but. Google it? You Google it. I already got a tab open. Oregon? Oregon's a good guess. It's a reasonable guess. Kentucky is 26th? Oh, come on. In some ways, that's even more impressive. Louisiana is 25th. Okay. I completely forgot about Louisiana. Risk and reward Europe. Okay, now this shit is impossible. I'm going to try to bank some points. Most populous country in Europe? Germany. Most populous country in Europe? United Kingdom. Most populous country in Europe? Spain. Okay, I'm going Italy. I'm just trying to get a feel for this, okay? I'm just trying to get a feel. Let me get a France. Okay, now let's take a little less populous than Spain. Obviously, you got mini Spain, also known as Portugal. Okay, now we want to get into the risk zone, though, okay? I'm just thinking. I'm running it through my head right now. I think Romania is a risky guess. No, not that risky, okay? I'm going to take it up to the Baltics a little bit. I'm going to say the most populous Scandinavian country is Sweden. Ooh. I'm going to take it one down. I'm going to go Norway. Oh! He's crazy! He's insane! I didn't know Finland had a larger population than Norway, though. I would have assumed that it was Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Finland, but holy cow, he's crazy, dude. 100%. Russia. Okay. I thought Germany had the most. He said Russia is like, is it Europe? Is it Asia? Is it sponge-worthy? You know, it's constantly up for debate. It's like when does the week start? Does it start on a Sunday or a Monday? Well, it depends how you're feeling that day. Okay. Asia population. I mean, there's some gimmies. Let's start with Bangladesh, and we're going to use that as a way to move, okay? We're going to use that as our barometer. I'm going to take it down to Japan. Okay, we're going to go lower than Japan. We know South Korea has about 40 million. South Korea. So, okay, we're taking it lower than South Korea. Have to pull it a little bit down. Going to say Thailand. Okay, I didn't know they had more people than South Korea. Fair enough. I'm going to take it to Cambodia. Oh, I'm a fool. Here, try me again. Try me again. We'll just put South Korea on as our barometer. Thinking about Asia right now. Thinking about all the countries in Asia. What about Malaysia? Okay. Then it gets a little spicy. Lots of countries in Asia. I'm going to say Saudi Arabia. Oh, I'm going to say, I mean, Iran is going to be higher. What about Iraq? Slightly lower than Malaysia. I'm going a little crazy mode. Oh, it's not Kazakhstan. Much love from Kazakhstan. Philippines? Bro, the Philippines are going to be like number 5 or something. I would just like to know where we were. Like, I would love to know what number we actually tapped out on. Try it? Okay. I mean, listen, if we're looking for something in the risk zone, if you catch me on the Philippines, then, like, more power to you. It's number 8. Okay. And then Chad, I want to know Singapore, too. My personal prediction, Singapore is way low, way out of the risk zone. Okay, there you go. Vietnam, I think, is actually a really good guess. Kazakhstan is actually 26th. Come on, you don't lie to me. Oh, Vietnam is way more populous than I thought. Taiwan? Bro, Taiwan is densely populated, but there's like 3 cities. It's on one little island. Oh, never mind. It's an incredible guess. You learn something new every day. All right. No, 25 is Burma? You mean Myanmar? You mean... Help me? Get some help? Sri Lanka? Syria. That's going the long way. 100% on the Sporcle quiz, the long way. I'm just not going to do the African one. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Risk and reward coastlines. Risk and reward elevation. No. Okay. All right. We should pivot.